Welcome to another episode, guys, to Open Chat Podcast. You know, we have conversation about real things. But you see, today, we have a kind of juicy topic, and we have to talk about the dance culture in Jamaica. Like, we have to ask if this is a real thing, or just a thing where just the culture go with.
Is the song. Everybody just wants to be involved. Everybody just wants to be in the mix. Nobody wants to stand out.
So everybody just want to be done.
Oh yes.
Open Chat Podcast.
Do you want to be fully danced? Or are you fully danced?
My answer that later. But before we get into the story, we have to invite God into this.
Alright, so the Bible scripture that we will have for today is taken from Proverbs 18, verse 2. A fool takes no pleasure in understanding, but only in expressing his opinion. Yo, that's profound. Let's go through that again. A fool takes no pleasure in understanding, but only in expressing his opinion. Because, and they know the Bible talk about wisdom and where wisdom come from. But some people, they just love to talk, but they will never take the time out to listen.
True. But then we have to ask this question now that we're going to go into the story.
Yes.
Is it that people just take this as a joke gone too far?
No, I think so.
But we have an icebreaker.
Okay, let's drop into that.
And if you had to describe school in Jamaica in 3 words, what would it be?
Well, for me as a teacher, I would say resilience. I would say hidden potential, and I would say discipline.
Okay.
And I say hidden because they're parts in our youth. Like they need the right person to nurture it so it comes out. So that's why I said hidden potential.
Alright.
There's potential. Yes. No. What's one thing school never prepared you for, but life forced you to learn?
How to be independent. Because you see, the funny thing about school for me, you just feel like you just go there to regurgitate whatever is being learned. So you don't necessarily think for yourself that much. It sounds weird saying that, but it's true. And I think it even happened in university, because when you challenge even a lecturer on certain things, it's like they must say about the material in the book, but I think we will go to university for challenge what is there so you can discover new things. But you just feel like you're just there to just give them back the information that you read in the book. I'm not sure if you experience the same thing, but
Well, no.
well, then again, you're a teacher, so. But
Being a teacher, you have to. Well, school didn't teach you everything. University didn't teach you everything.
you have to read for a degree.
Yeah, like, and I mean, being a teacher inside of the classroom, and any other teacher can relate to, like, there are things that we have to teach ourselves so we can, teach back other kids, because college can be so complex. You even don't remember the simple thing. Don't ask me 1 plus 1, well, I know, it's 2. I know that. But I'm just saying, like, sometimes, so you go through much equations and something, you don't even remember the simplest thing sometimes, and it happens. But, yeah.
But then, since the episode is about dunce, we have to really define what dunce is. And dunce mean a person who is slow at learning, or some people may say a stupid person.
So, you said the definition. Oh, no, you're the definition. So that is, here's the title. Go ahead. Read it now. Let me hear it. Go ahead. So,
A person who is slow at learning,
what learning?
or a stupid person.
Stupid person. So, for anybody out there calling yourself dunce, are you stupid? No, but that's the thing. Are you just taking on a slang because everybody is in the mix?
But
Which
then
one?
we have some key question that we would discuss. Like, when did the word dance flip into from an insult to something that is cool?
When
Feel like this started in a COVID.
the COVID, well,
No people never go to school.
well, really, but I look at it in a different sense. I look at it from a standpoint when a broken identity now meets the culture. That's really what happens.
Mm.
Because you not knowing your identity, that's why you're going to take on one that is stupid. Why are you going to know? If you had known who you are, you wouldn't want to take on any other thing that comes. You wouldn't be moved. You remember, so them say be a leader, not a follower.
Show you an example. So one day I went to where I went. We went to this river trip,
Yeah.
right? And there was this producer who produced one of the most popular dance song them at the time. And I hear the man in him I'd never meet him before. Because I hear him and stuff. And I hear the man say, yo, fully dance. And I kid you not, for a whole minute I don't know how to respond to that, cause what me I gonna say? Fully done store up or what? Cause I'm not responding to
So
that.
was that a way that that person, like, say like yo wagwan? Is it his way of
I think it's just the new way of healing people. Yo, dance and well,
what's
me take taxi and sometimes me hear the taxi man say, yo, dance, you forward. I'm like,
okay?
what? Like, I'm genuinely caught off guard because I don't know what about me that you would want to call me dance.
That makes no sense.
Because I'm not a stupid person based on the deaf. Sure.
Yes.
Is it just a slang or a satire? Or is it just affecting youth's mindset?
To be honest, and maybe not other many people would agree, but it's a cry for help. Look at it.
Mm.
Sometimes some people be in school, and as a teacher, I can see that sometimes a child inside of a classroom may not fully understand what a teacher might be doing. And so, if that teacher, for example, shove that child away, that child start acting up just to get attention. And sometimes you realize they would start make a beat to certain stuff and start putting things like words to songs for things they don't know. So I believe people calling themselves dunce is a cry for help because in a sense they didn't get certain stuff, so now they're actually using it for a joke. That's just how I see it.
Like, I do understand what you're saying, but I kind of think it's all three. Reason being, I think it started out of probably that mindset. And then because somebody becomes successful singing about dance or practicing dance culture, whatever, it become now something that become a slang and it become a part of society where it just seems like a norm to say you're dance because it's now on school bags. I don't know why the heck I would want to wear a school bag with the word dance written on
The
it.
thing is, that's what I'm saying, and that part of the question saying that if it affects the mindset, remember, I said that's where it starts from, and the thing about it, everybody just want to be in the mix.
That's why I say it's I think it's all of them. Because it's very weird because for me, why wouldn't you want to say fully bright? Why would I want to say fully dance?
Because the things that are right are the things that are wrong now, and the things that are
I think that's a perfect point, That's a perfect
yes,
point.
the things that are right, people say bad, and the things that are wrong, that is the thing that is right. Nobody wants to be called fully bright. I mean, maybe some scholar or something like, or
You know, a weird about society. You might say fully bright and somebody finds something weird to say, like, why you for that? And I'm like, why would you?
no, but that's what I am saying. What is society going to? And the young minds of our kids, like, where is it going?
We think we glorify ignorance.
But that's what is happening. That's definitely what is happening.
Yo, you literally all tell a man say, what you do is wrong, it don't make no sense. And the man will argue and point say what you do.
And they
Makes
tell-
sense,
Tell
and
you why it's right.
like all when him wrong, and him find out say him wrong.
Like,
Him a go look for you and then still behave like him right, you know.
but it's so funny, like a popular thing people talking about. Me not ask Christ. Listen, sometimes we need to ask Christ. Not even sometimes.
The-
We need to ask Christ, and that's why we not so much problem.
Yo, I've never said that to you, cause that don't make no sense now.
Come on, people.
Yo, a long time him fooling and me nah ask Christ. Like,
And everybody
what?
start laughing. But as I said before, it starts, it comes from there, as we were saying. Inside of the classroom, no attention. You just realize, okay, I cannot do this. So all of a sudden, you just start sing. Or sometimes some of the same friend them know, start sing songs from the other one of them feel like,
Mhm.
you know, yeah, them not know nothing.
But is this really like a rebellion against the classroom? Because sometimes the truth is, see, one of the biggest issue I have with our education system, like for example, a person come to school and him pants like a tight or whatever, you gotta send him home. That ridiculous to me, nah? Like you send him home for go turn a thief, for go waste time, for become dunce. Like this don't make no sense. No, me never know say a clothes. I learn, you know. Not saying that you're supposed to come to school in a tight pants, but still, like send him home for what? How that makes sense?
And I'm just going to add to that because it's just like you're not giving the child any direction. So of course it ties back into being rebellion. Because without like let's say a righteous direction then or a direction that they should get because you getting up and just saying like go home like you're sending the child out on the road to for anything can happen to that child. You get what I mean? I understand the frustration that that comes from you know having to deal with certain stuff, but that's why. But if we go going at that way, let's say teaching is a calling, and maybe we'll go straight from the thing. But let me just drop it. Teaching is a calling, and not for everybody. And as I said before, if the child has no direction and you just constantly just say when they do stuff you are turn them running in one different direction, it's going to cause things. It's rebellion. It's a rebellion to the broken system. So yes, it's rebellion to me. Like it don't make no sense. I feel as though like if they come to school in a specific thing, have 2 pants at school and wait for them. Have 2 pants because when them come at school for a better education, right? Have 2 pants. Wait, I mean like literally 2 pants now, because more than one of them are gonna turn up. So have the pants them at school, you put this on, and you go on. If they want to put it on over it, or you want to take away the tight one, because maybe at home they don't, they maybe are the one way lead, because some of them want to be rulers in the homes, and so just have something in place because sometimes the kids they rebel at home, but sometimes school is a place where they can't do that. And sometimes it's different, like vice versa. Like you rebel at school with certain stuff, but at home you know you have to joke in your shell with certain stuff. But I think certain actions that are taking place now in today's society is just rebellion. It's really rebellion. It comes from having no direction.
Some youths feel like school failed them, not the other way around. Satirical branding, artists like Jamal and Valiant use dance as a marketing angle, not necessarily to promote ignorance. I get it,
But at the same
but at the same time, I don't get it.
like I think the reality is you have to just be mindful because you being you know well they say an influencer in a sense remember kids you know like when them see them follow it's a thing and I know people will say it's a choice or something but we have to understand they're trying to find who they are.
And you know and I get where you're coming from. You know what I hate about a lot of these artists is when them say like they aren't parents to our kids because if they are, we feel as parents already. But you have to remember, about 60% of the time your child is not around you. You are at work, they are at school, they are taking public transportation, and it's like you act like say you can't do better.
But then when you look at it, remember we're moving from a community that should be raising or
That's the point.
it goes back to that whole thing. So I mean, what you're putting out there, you have to be mindful. Because you can't say like, all right, me I put out it for this message, and it's actually I give off another message. Because even though some would say like you said that you may understand where they might come from, it may not be intentional for that one. Reality is, if you're popular and the people them hear you say that, and then go for you and get the forward there, they are going to go after.
And that's why it's ridiculous for me. When them do good, them always say them influence good, but when them do bad, they don't take accountability for that. Like, that's ridiculous to me.
There's no fingers to the point.
We're not pointing any fingers, we just say you can do a little better.
Yeah, but everybody play a part in
Everybody, the parents, you, the artist, the teacher, everybody interviews you.
the parents to do. A child should be grown up in the way that they should grow, right?
Mhm.
And when they grow older, they should not depart from it. But some people are gonna go against the arguments of just saying like, all right, you grow up a child, good, and then go out in a society and stuff happen, which is right. That's why you out there now have to be mindful of what you're doing, because look at a child that is just sheltered inside, don't know certain things about that, going to a public school now, public transportation, be hearing all of them music, they have certain type of friends. You can't go tell them so that's not certain stuff that they should be doing. We should do better for real. I've been helping with the future of work.
Well, the artists have all right to sing whatever they want to sing. I just think, like all the, let's not even say, we're not even say we are blame the artists, we're not. Let's make we blame all the bus man them and the taxi man them. Like they don't care who is in the car or who is in the bus, they play whatever. It's like they don't care.
Let's not blame anybody. Let's just work together.
No, but what I mean, if you have public transportation where anybody is traveling on, the customer is always right. So why is it that you're playing stuff that everybody can listen to? But you have to take the transportation because that's the only option you have.
My point, and then I think why I said not to, because in a sense, if we are go constantly are them I go point fingers, because the busman them see we are go point finger, right? And maybe us as parents are go point to the busman and point to everybody. And that's why I'm saying like it goes back to everybody, being a part of our kids, and also it's important with godly values. That's the root of the cause of all of these. On the spiritual level.
Yeah, and another one defending the dance culture is social persona. Dance become a vibe. It's not a real behavior. It's like playing a character on social media.
Not a real dance.
So it's just a defense for them. It's not because we're not taking a side, it's just a defense. But then, for persons criticizing the dance culture, real life consequences, teachers report students proudly calling themselves dunce in a classroom.
Yes, because
And say them back at the class, them not no subject, and they're proudly happy that they don't have no subject.
and then sometimes if a teacher might say, for example, like go outside of the classroom, they will gladly go outside of the classroom, fix all certain stuff again.
So miseducation of youths, the message school can't help you is a misleading and dangerous thing to say. While I have kind of some sentiments to say that in certain subjects or certain area of studies, I honestly don't think you have to go to school for that, because you can learn that on your own. Like, for example, in my field of video production, if it's editing and learning, you don't need to go to school to do that. You can literally go on YouTube, you can use Gemini, you can use Chxt and all of these things to help you learn this thing.
GPT. That's what kids are going on now. So you realize they're not even thinking for themselves.
No, some of them don't know how to use the tool. They use the tool to just get the answer and not to learn the concept of what they're learning. So that's a different thing. Because nobody is saying that ChatGPT or Gemini shouldn't be used. And any school will tell people say it shouldn't be used don't make no sense. What is needed to be taught is how to use the tool to better yourself. And this is where I have the problem. When we were going to school, we didn't have these tools.
Yes.
Now you have the tool at your fingertips and you don't know nothing. That don't make no sense to me.
Saying like,
it's like the more you have knowledge, the duncer you become. which makes no sense.
So you're saying like kids in school are it's the role of the school to teach them certain things. Is that what it is for me too? Another thing I look at, I'm saying like no, before I say that, do you think that a school can teach a child everything?
Can
Like
teach a child everything.
teacher. That's it. Like, yeah. You think when they go to school, like everything that life brings are life lessons. Do you think that they will cover everything? Are there certain things that they have to learn from it?
No man, school can't teach you everything.
Like there are certain
There's certain things you have to learn on your own because within a semester, you have 3 semesters in a year. There's no way you can learn every concept from the teacher in a 3 semester. Worse, you have some kids that are fast, some kids that are slow. So the teacher have to pull back her pace to catch up with students at the back to the ones at the front. So you have time on a weekend to go home and take an hour or two and to learn the concept for yourself or something. But now you have, as me say, you have these things at your fingertip that you can learn. The thing literally can talk back to you and tell you how the concept is, break it down even easier than what the teacher can do. So a lot of these kids are literally wasting time, and then because the parents probably not at home.
or they just don't know how. Well, no, that's they don't know how to. Because they don't know how to pick up on other stuff.
No, me tell you, a lot of them honestly don't know how to. Here's the reason why. Just take a phone as example. They know how to take a picture, they know how to text, but they don't know what half of the thing what the phone can do. Because they're not even trying to learn it. Them just pick up the phone for play 2 games, take some picture, but them don't know so the same Gemini up on the phone where can say, help me understand how Pythagoras theorem works. Yes, it is a hard thing, but the thing I'm going to break it down in the simplest language.
That's all. Do they really want to know nothing about that, or they just take on the slang of just being dunce?
I think today's society, kids in Jamaica, I'm not going to say majority, but the kids that are there that are pushing this dunce thing, some of them actually are bright kids, you know. But you see, the problem I have, the people them who is pushing the dunce culture are actually bright people. Because if you ever listen to them talk or how they construct the song, there's no way these people are dunce. The problem is the kids who are listening to those songs don't have the comprehension to say that these people are actual bright people who are sing about dunce. And then here a man I say, yo, back at the class now, no subject. Him take it to heart, say, yo, me need to go scam because this now go work for me. And me have to just be dunce because this is how they man achieve things. When not no go so, if you ask the same artist and tell us him have 7 subject and him probably did start uni and decide to stop because the music career take off.
But that's the stuff you already put it out there, and then these are young minds. They see it already. What are you going to tell these kids? It's just like saying jump off a building, right? And then when the person dead after now you're gonna come at the funeral contact. You know people are gonna you know that's far from it. But I'm just saying, like because I try to paint a picture of something very drastic that is already there because the mindset is already, you know, you put it in a one space, so sometimes it's hard to come back to. They already see that just like when Cartel normally sing about Crocs and some people picking in Nagalama school because if they never Crocs on them foot, they don't want to go to school.
And take the money and not go to school.
Because they want the cause. But that's what I am saying. Like, yes, they're free to sing what they want to do.
And as we say, we not blame no artist, you know, we're not blaming anybody because everybody have the free will. But then you have it in your personal self to say, if you have your societal duty to say that, do I have to sing this? Because not everything that you can do means you have to do it. It's just like a man who have to build a microwave and put Alexa in a microwave. For what? You still have to physically go to the microwave to put the food in there, so tell me how that makes sense.
Maybe they could make one way have to with the someone unlike stretch out and then put in the food and pull back there.
But you still have to fight the food, have to still take up. So that being said,
Maybe well them a do maybe robots and stuff is some of them.
when that come, that's a different case. But what I mean, certain things not because I can invent it means you have to.
Goes back to the fact that the community raise the kids and you're a part of that community.
Yeah.
Just think and be mindful. Because sometimes I feel like you're helping the minds to grow, but you're not nurturing it.
So you have cultural influences. What started in music ended up in schools, streets, and community, so on. These things influence cultural behavior.
Yep.
A lot of the time we say that music influences, and I honestly believe music influence, whether good or bad. But this started somewhere, so it could be like Montego Bay, Portland, Trelawney, for example. But it started in a niche area.
Yeah.
But then when you put it in a song, it reverberates across the entire country. So now people who the St. Thomas
Yes.
know what dance culture is. I never know about it until it reach in a song.
But do you think, like, for example, if other people are not a part of it, like kids, like, do you think that pose, like, peer pressure
Go
for
again?
them? Like, for example, they're not included in this slang that is all around in schools. Like, do you think it poses like peer pressure? Like, does that
I think it
peer
was
pressure
peer
come from that?
pressure because, for example, the dunce bag. If I don't have a dunce bag, I feel left out. So I have to get a dunce bag too.
It's very
If I don't have a Clarks, I feel left out. When I was going to school,
Well,
Clarks was popular. I never owned a Clarks until I was an adult. I was wearing regular shoes, a Hollywood bag. Some people used to laugh off of my bag, say my bag big and whatever.
you're a
But
fan.
it never changed nothing. All a we carry book in our bag and we go to school. Did it change anything? No. This is the same education we get. It don't change nothing. You not have to have the tightest pants. You not have to have the slickest
But
hairstyle.
they don't feel that means that is calling for a renewal in mind. The mindset of our kids and our nation overall.
So when you come back to the point, as I say, peer pressure.
Yes.
Because you see 90% of your classmates them in a Clarks. First of all, if you probably don't know how their parents come by that $25,000 to buy that Clarks.
Yeah.
Why should a child be wearing a Clarks that cost $25,000 to go to school? Don't make no sense to me. First of all, some Clarks don't even cost that. The common Clarks and what they want to wear go to school. Because if you go overseas or buy it online, you can literally get that Clarks for about $50.
Yeah, but them not
They
see it
don't
like
know
that.
that.
Yeah, they don't see it like that. They
No.
just want to be amongst the mix. And as I said before, it's easier for people now, especially kids, to want to fit in and not to stand out. Nobody wants to be different because they feel like the light is going to. That's not even the point. That's a point that came. The ones that stand out, they're the ones the lights are being shed on.
True.
Yeah, you see that? Like you know one in the dance culture type of thing now. You're the one
Yeah.
that the light is being shed on. Like, okay, now why feel like those type of things? Like it's not looking good. It's really not looking good.
But then sometimes it even hard to say that to another child or say that to somebody and say, yo, this dance thing don't make no sense when you see the man own 10 car and live in a big house and all, him never take in no subject. It doesn't mean say you have to a subject to be bright and intelligent. But I mean,
It's the mindset, man, that there's a call for a renewal of mindset of the nation and this world. I'm telling you.
but we have a game, you know.
Let's go to the game.
And the game is called Book Smart or
Or
Street Smart.
Well, me book smart, Well, me a little mixture because you have both. It depends on where they day. But me got smart too. Come on, we go. Got over everything. Let's go.
What's the rule of the game?
So the rule of the game is you present a situation and we decide if we are taking the book smart route or you're going to take the street smart route. And some of us, we know that we're not going to go book smart. We're going to go street smart because some of we are thug out there. Some of we not take chat.
But guys,
But
you can play along too, you know.
Let the audience play along. Let's see.
So the scenario one is you lose your phone in half a tree. Book smart, you will file a police report.
Mm-hmm.
Or street smart, you ask a corner man where it gone.
Me I got choose book smart, because me no know. Me I go around the corner, go ask what if you go around the corner or something or something, because sometimes we are run down certain material things that it's a phone.
And I still know me kind of agree with you. I go around the corner thing, the next thing me disappear like the phone took.
Yes, so me not go nowhere. We cannot say
You want to go with the next scenario?
Yes, so someone this is you online. This is you. Someone this you online. For me personally, I am not going back and forth with nobody. So I am still going book smart. I'm going to protect my brand. I am not going to do no clap back and all of that stuff. Sometimes you make a fool of yourself doing stuff like that. I am telling you. And yet you just, well, a soft one to turn away your ass. Sometimes certain things you just feel low. Just make it die out. Because sometimes, look, if you argue with Mina and Mina answer, you're going to eventually tap in and you're going to shame after a while.
That's true. So, as it said, book smart, protect your brand.
Yeah.
Street smart, clap back with venom. No, me nobody now go argue. Me not time for that.
Oh,
That
no, I'm
waste of
not.
time.
I'm sorry.
So me I will protect my brand by
And
being
worse in a them
firm.
time,
Next thing you say something and
I'm not even that
punch
alone.
you.
Like I am changed, so we not go look for do stuff like that. So
Scenario 3, you get offered fast cash, no paperwork. Book smart, say no. That's a red flag. Street smart, flip the bag smartly.
no, me I gotta say no. That's a red flag. Why? You go just offer me fast money. It's just like some of them scamming stuff. You ever see some people
I think
text you
a
like,
scamming thing this
wait,
a ask for it.
Yes, because wait, look on him. You ever see some of the people them where tell you like you can work how much money a day and
Pyramid scheme.
Oh yeah man. And me I say like nothing like that. There's certain things you have to sing about wisdom man. Wisdom. Use wisdom and learn to discern. Like certain things it come and disguise itself like something good and then something where you pull yourself but
To make this even clearer, first of all, you take the fast cash or say no paperwork, right? But then you take the money, but the money belongs to somebody else so them take it from. So the person find out say you have the money and you end up dead. Or the police do an investigation about that money that is missing and then track it back to you. You get locked up because you take the money. It's not necessarily because you're involved in no crime.
But you're willing sometimes.
So,
use wisdom man.
Book smart, that's a big red flag.
Yes.
Scenario 4.
So a youth says, school is useless. He wanna be a YouTuber.
Book smart.
Book smart. Encourage him to go back to class. Street smart. Show him how to build a business from his talent.
That's kind of tough one,
It can be two
because
ways.
I think it can be both.
Yeah, because reality is sometimes when you look at it, some people them have skills
They never cut out for school.
Yeah, them have skills and some and it good for still tell them like still good here and still get in where you can get in just the same, but still teach them.
So I would say
the trade.
I wouldn't say either or. So I'd say both. I would tell him say, yo, go back to class and me teach you the ropes how to be a YouTuber.
Yes.
So, like for example, on the weekends, then we shoot your video, teach you how to do it and do it properly. But during the week, as a deal, you have to go to class.
So that's the reward then. After you go into class, showing me a book work and something. And as I said, that those are stuff that can be implemented in the homes. Like instead of awarding the child, when that child does something, not do something good then, because some parents still award them now, and the award comes in the form of you buying them buy them the expensive shoes and something. It's not like I'm saying you want a child going out there and look a certain way, but at the same time there are certain things as a parent where you have to do. A certain grounds where you have to set. They may not appreciate it as a child, but when they get older they will. I'm telling you.
But we'll move on now and we have a bigger reflection. Are we
Mm-hmm.
really done or are we frustrated and misdirected?
I just feel it's just misdirected. As I said before, there needs to be, and as I said, it go back down to righteous direction. It starts from a child. And as I said before, it's more, we should have more generational, mm, not blames only, but a revival.
Mm.
Because some parents, them just never get certain things to. So having a child, sometimes
And
they
the
don't
cycle
know what
continue.
to do and to get. You get what I mean? So I think it's misdirection and it's just a need for a revival of righteous direction, a need for God.
Then again, as you remember earlier, say a community raise a child.
Yeah.
Then again, if one of the people them in the community says something to that child, the child will cuss you off and the parents will come murder you. So kind of hard sometimes, you know.
But that's what I mean. I tell you, it's a mindset problem for everybody, not just Pitney, but even parents and even other members of society that should be contributing to that. So what's the root problem? Everybody needs God. That's the root. And if we don't want to accept it, it's just the truth.
I would just mention it. Can somebody be uneducated and still be intelligent? And I agree, they can be.
Mm-hmm.
You can not go to school, learn the actual concept or whatever do, but you outshine them with your intellect and street smart because you understand certain concepts that I may not understood based on bookwork.
Yes.
Because let's just use some of the richest people in the world who are billionaires.
Mm-hmm.
They are the one who own the corporation.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't went to school for that. Or even went to school. But the educated persons are the ones working for
Some of
them.
them born the way them born.
No, them just did some people.
Less. No,
Some people are just naturally smart, intelligent.
yes.
Like probably are like Nikola Tesla, Einstein, and these people. These people seem like they had some form of dyslexia or something, but they were just geniuses.
Yeah, they see each other. They don't know that it's a, you agree that it's a gift to them.
No man, it's a gift to them because they do something that we never think about.
Yes.
Because imagine for somebody to invent light. Like
God
what could I
give
go in their
invention.
head for say, let me put this and that together. If me boil this, then it turn this. And then me touch it together, light come.
God.
Should we be mocking the system or fixing it?
We need to be fixing that. We need, but really, what are we doing though? We're actually mocking it when you really look at it though. But is
I think you
there
need a balance. I think you need a balance because
mocking in what way though? Like when you have a mock exam?
mocking mean like the guys them who say them dunce them no need for go to school.
Mm-hmm.
Them a mock the system, but what I'm saying, we need a balance where certain people go to school, some people are just is for intellect.
I feel
And
like
some people are just good with them hands. So not
be
necessarily
the
that
school then.
academia will be good for them, but something with them hands. So for stuff like music in school, probably need to push more sports in school. But then you need to diversify the thing because we need to understand that everybody can be a runner, but you can be a coach.
Exactly. But
But if
I
you
agree with
don't
what
see
you're
that,
saying
if you
though.
don't see that, then you're not gonna know. Because look on use Steve Francis and these guys who coach Usain Bolt and Asaka. They're not runners, these guys are big. But they know the concept and how to
But
train somebody how to run.
But you know, sometimes there's a child though, because sometimes as a child, maybe you wanted that, you know. But sometimes something can happen to you along the way, and because it's your passion, yes, you realize maybe you can take the track. So now you just go coach it.
So maybe I down that line as well, that you can look at it that way. And also agree, and that is something I always be saying. Like, some kids just the same, I even see it as a teacher. Sometimes you have some that can, give everything in a writing. And some of them they can come and tell it to you. You get what I mean? But even though sometimes you're in class and you have one who can write it, make you see it, and one who can just orally say it, at the end of the day, they are just given one specific paper that is used to test them, and that paper just limit them to certain stuff. So I do agree with that. We're just having like a balance within the school system. So it's not like I disagree. I don't. There's a part that you're basically saying like some with intellect and something, but the school, there should still be that thing within the school, whereas it is just a difference. But at the same time, you're not going to like move the child from it, not because if you don't feel like, or they don't feel like they can do it, you don't try to help them into,
No, man, that's why I
that
said there
field.
needs to be a balance. But like, for example, use a lot of these artists. None of them not good enough. Like, you can't sing, you can't perform. Doesn't mean because you can't write a song means you're supposed to be an artist. Your job could just be a songwriter, the composer.
So you
Your
just like
job could
add
be
to
a
it.
beat maker. Not like you're a beat maker, not a producer. But everybody believes that because they have to fit into this thing, that's what they
Yeah.
have to do. It's not true. But then again, Jamaica need an entire overall, because even for music, we don't have an industry. If we would have a formal industry, we would have songwriters and reserve to write songs for artists, for persons who can actually perform and sing. Now we have people who say them are artists. They are good songwriters, but them can't perform, or they can perform, but they are not good songwriters. Like, entire system need an overhaul.
The
And some of
entire
these people who
system,
talk dance need to kind of
the
pull
entire
off.
nation need a revival, okay? They need God.
Is dance culture a symptom of trauma, poverty, or social pressure? I think social pressure still there. I think trauma and poverty why people are said dance. I think
No,
social pressure.
yes. And as I said before, boy, them, you just have to understand, a child, it's a child. Sometimes you say they should know better, but reality is you're the adult. And I'm not saying you're pointing finger at anybody, but sometimes we keep on saying, even some adult don't know. We're just constantly putting it out there like people must know better.
Because common sense not really
Yeah,
common, you know?
lots. Lord help us. We need a revival, Father.
But guys, comment below and let me know if you are street smart,
Are your book smart?
are
Are
you
your
book smart, or
both?
you're both.
Are you need liquor?
And just tell me why. We want some interaction with you guys. And what's your opinion about this whole dance culture thing? Do you believe that it's just a style and it's okay if you go with her? You just think otherwise?
Or it's a style and it is just not something that should, just be taking over like our kids and even our country overall. Because even big people are called people dance as a say all tax.
Yeah, people are yell people and I say, oh, I go and dance. And I'm like, bro, I'm
Okay.
not dance. Don't call me that. I'm not going to yell you.
Well,
Because it's not me you're calling.
despite everything, let's have the quote of the day, right? So the quote of the day: you can't build a mansion on Dunce foundation.
Yo, that quote is bad.
So again, you can't build a mansion on a Dunce foundation. We just take it like you can't build a mansion on a foundation that
The weak.
you just weak, you don't have anything on it,
The Bible,
no
I think the
vision.
Bible even say,
A man without a vision, you perish. People
think
without a vision
I
perish.
think
That
even
one?
the Bible said that a wise man build him house upon a rock.
Exactly.
A foolish man build him house upon sand.
And the part of me that tell you and say, you see, when you don't have no vision too, because you come back up to the first part, the first thing what they give, boy.
Yeah, man. But guys, thank you for tuning in to Open Chat Podcast. We have reached the end of the show.
Yes.
And my name is Chad. And this is
Danelia.
And guys, share the episode, please. Tell a friend to tell a friend. and
Tell another friend.
tell another friend. Yeah,
And just share.
yeah man, share. Just
And
like,
be a part of a movement.
subscribe,
Yes.
comment,
Yes.
and again share.
Yes.
And watch the show.
Of course, all of it. Not just skip out some of them and say me can bother. Listen. Because,
Every episode have some gem in it. Trust me.
yes, it does. And then you might have an opinion, you can just listen
Share it down
and
at
just
bottom
share it
because
down
it
below.
can help us too.
Exactly.
We just a share based on our understanding. You may
Yes.
understand even better than us and have a
Yes.
different take, and it
True.
will help us. So please just comment down below. It helps us and it helps you because the more you do this, it makes us want to create more episodes.
Yes. Because you're interacting and we want to push out more for you to interact with.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
So stay sharp,
Stay blessed.
stay woke,
Yes.
and stay open. We out.
Open Chat Podcast.